Good morning, party people. What's happening? In this video, we're going to talk about another way to stop procrastinating. Because I know you guys are at home trying to study, you can't study, and you're trying to figure out, how do I not procrastinate all goddamn day long? Because that's what my problem is. Deep down, you know that shit. You're like, I am a procrastinator and I don't want to study. But you get around your friends and you like talk about how you guys study all the time, and then you text message me or DM me and you're like, dude, I study all the time, but I don't know why I'm not getting good grades. What's the deal? Blah, blah, blah. You and I both know you're procrastinating. I mean, I do it too. This is why I know. Something I've been thinking about lately. I talk a lot about forming habits and the habit loop and all that good stuff. And I talk a lot about that in my course. There's something that's more simple than building habits, and that is the identification of your problem. It's like, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous is like, first step is admitting you're an alcoholic, right? First step here is like admitting you're a procrastinator, or you're not studying when you're supposed to be studying, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe it's not studying, maybe it's whacking down a bag of Oreos when you're not supposed to do that because that makes you sleepy. You don't know that it does make you sleepy. You're eating wrong, another reason you can't study. That's also my course. What is that decision you're making? You know, your life comes down to decisions and what decisions you make, but not only what decisions you make, but when you make them. And I think maybe that's the actual key. Is a lot of people talk about making the right decisions. You're like, yeah, well, I can make the right decision, but there's certain times that I can't. That's fucking groundbreaking right there. Because when I'm like sitting in my car on the way to work, I'm like, yeah, I want to work out today. I want to work out every day. When I go to the pool and I see a bunch of people that are all like ripped, I'm like, I'm gonna work out every fucking day. That's my decision. And I'm not gonna eat Cheetos, and I'm not gonna eat cake, and all the shit that's good, right? But then when it comes down to it, that time to make that decision, you're like, I'm fucking tired. I'm hungry. I want to eat. I don't feel like studying. I want to go out with my friends instead. I want to watch a movie. I want to dick out on social media. And you make these decisions. It's not the decision. It's when you're making that decision. You don't feel like studying, or you don't want to study. I used to do this a lot. I still do it sometimes for certain reasons. I used to not want to study, and I couldn't bring myself to study because my friends were like going out and having fun, and they didn't really have big aspirations. This is in college, and they would go out like every night. As soon as I would sit down, I was roommates with them, sit down to study, they were like having fun and talking and dicking around, and I had really bad FOMO. I was like, man, I want to go out with them, and I could not get myself to stop thinking about hanging out with them and having fun. When I was in school, in class, I'm like, yeah, tonight I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna study like all night. And then I get there and I'd open a book and it'd be like, you know, I'd hear them in the background, same thing would happen. And so those decisions, I was making the right decisions, but I was making them at the wrong time. So this is a quick little video, I know, but think about when you're making the wrong decision. Think about when you're making the right decision, and then think about when you're making the wrong decision. And when you're making the wrong decision, when you figure that out, are you making the wrong decision the night before you have to study? The day before? Or is it the day of? Or the 5 minutes before? Or is it 2 hours before you're making the wrong decision? Sometimes the wrong decision is to stay up late watching a movie, and then you don't want to get up the next morning, then you sleep till noon, and you feel like a piece of shit for sleeping till noon, and you don't want to get up and study because you think you're a loser. So try and figure out when you're making that wrong decision. Then when you know that, you got to avoid that place, like the physical place. Like, are you making the wrong decision because you're at your friend's house and everybody's having a good time and you want to keep having a good time and you stay too late? Or is it that one person that is like influencing you in a bad way? Or is it your state of mind? You're feeling crappy, so you don't want to do it. And then maybe try to figure out a way to skip that decision. Like to force yourself into making the right decision, or don't even give yourself a decision to make. Pack your fucking bag before the night before. Go to sleep. Don't go out with your friends to dinner because that turns into multiple drinks and then a late night. Things like that. I've been thinking about that lately. The when is more important than the decision. Most of us know what to do. We just can't do it. It's when we're making that decision. Well, I hope that helps you guys. I like that concept there. If you like it, you should subscribe, like, share, and definitely comment. I read all of them, especially the bad ones. I had somebody call me a dick today. They said, "You're a dick, you should get fired." Anyway, hope you guys like these videos. It's really fun making them. If you want some help with all this stuff, you should check out my course. It's called secretstudyhacks.com. Check it out. Teach you some shit. You'll probably like it. Most people like it. Get a few people who are like, "I know this shit already." I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker. Well, why aren't you a doctor?" You're not. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later.